Well, hello, everybody.
Hi.
It's Brad.
And Christa.
We're the Big Family Homestead. And I've got to remember not to rock the boat here.
I know. I did that the other day, and I realized after.
I'm going to give you guys all motion sickness.
Right. No, we can't do that.
Hands off.
That would be wrong.
Hands off. Hey, so yeah, we're here. Brad and Christa.
Hi.
And we are not as prepared as usual today.
No.
And there's so much that's going on, guys. We're gonna actually just try to tell you a little bit about what's going on and maybe answer some questions and interact with you guys and just have some fun.
Mm-hmm.
So we've kind of got a little bit of a roadmap, but so today's the day for randomness, I think.
Yes, we are the king and queen of random today.
The random couple. What?
Just trying to think of something witty,
Random.
but it didn't work.
Hey, from Maine. Let's see who's here so far. Linda is here, Kathy, Alicia, Jean Marie, all the things acres.
Cool.
And Mailman Farms.
Awesome.
Good afternoon. And if you pop in, say hi. We'll try to catch your name there. So right now, let's start out just while we're chatting a little bit. We have been struggling all winter long with the barn and water.
Doors,
or should I say
doors.
lack thereof, the water.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. What happened was this. We started working on building this barn, and we got most everything done. Electric was run, and we're waiting for the sides to cure before we put the little strips to cover up the tiny little gaps on the side. It's intentional.
Are they called batten boards?
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was intentional because it's white pine.
Right.
And the water was almost dug, and then we had a snafu with where the electric was, so we had to stop because the people that came and marked where the electric was, it had to cross. The water was going to have to be dug around it, under it.
Under it, yeah.
Yeah. And I dug a hole, no lie, right where that guy said, and I was this deep in it, like standing up in it.
Yeah.
And it was still not there.
Nope.
And then I called and told him, and they came back, and he swears that, no, it's right
just
there.
Right there. You must be right on top of it.
So it stopped.
Yeah. Yeah.
So all winter long, hey, there's Jonathan.
Hi, Jonathan.
Hi. We were going to say hi to you. We were going to talk about you. You're on the list. You're right there. You're right there on the list. So, no, we didn't name him Cowbacca, Steve.
Sorry, Steve. Couldn't do it. It's a female. Cannot be named Cowbacca.
Cowbacca.
Not going to do it.
Although it's very creative.
Very creative. But
so the barn, all winter long, 3-gallon jugs.
5-gallon.
5-gallon jugs.
5-gallon jugs.
Fill them up in the house. Take them to the barn.
Well, for a good bit of the winter, we could fill them up at the spigot or spigot outside. It's a spigot. It's spelled S-P-I-G-O-T, right?
Yes.
So it's pronounced spigot. Anyway.
Even though we all say spigot.
Right.
It's not right.
It's not right. Anyway, so for the majority of the winter, until it got down to the negative 30s and the spigot would freeze, we were able to fill them outside and take a cart and haul them back.
Yeah.
That was pretty easy. And, even in the snow, Brad would plow a path, with the tractor so that it was easy to, haul it back and forth. But then we had to run a hose from the well pump to the garage so that we could fill in the garage, which that made it quite easy. It made it a lot easier than having to haul it to the outside. And, but.
And a big but it is. Talking about myself. Go ahead.
So.
Therefore.
What? We talked to a gentleman yesterday who is going to be able to fix. Yeah, it's a company.
They have a well drilling company, and they deal with this stuff all the time.
Right. So he knows what he's doing. They've had this company. They just had their 100th anniversary. So this company has been in Medford for 100 years.
This is one old well drilling dude.
Right. I think it's passed on generation.
I'm pretty sure.
He's well preserved.
Well preserved.
Yeah, pun intended, not really.
So
anyway,
he came out and started looking at stuff and trying to figure out the best way to do it. And what was it he's going to put in addition to an extra...
well, okay, so for those of you who live in the city, your water comes from the water line, and there's a box in the ground that you can turn on and off. It's a shutoff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's going to put that in next to the well, and then he will run the water line, and we'll have a hydrant out by the garden. And then
the reason for that, though.
The reason for that is so, we can water our garden.
Well, no. The reason for the shutoff right there is because if the water freezes between the barn and the well pump, if we didn't have that, it could potentially freeze the water into the house.
Well, we would not have water in the house.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
that's that. Yeah. And that's that.
That's that.
And we're excited because, ooh.
Yeah, so as soon
no more carrying water.
As soon as we get the no dig people out here to spray the lines again, there is still actually spray paint on the ground, but we want it resprayed.
Yes.
We also have to wait for the weight restriction on our dirt road to be lifted.
That is
it's a typical thing.
Yeah, up here. Yeah. When the roads freeze and thaw, they'll sometimes buckle. And so they'll put weight restrictions on. That's even on the main road. That's not just the dirt road.
Well, yeah. Yeah. So, on our road, there's a weight restriction because of the freezing and the thawing, and he can't bring his big excavators and trucks out here to fix that.
So we gotta wait.
Yeah.
But it's coming.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited.
Me too.
So what else do we got going on here? Jonathan, Jessica, and Elijah.
They have gone home. They stayed here for a week, and it was a great visit.
It was.
And they are getting their house set up so then he can go back to work.
And Jonathan, I don't know if you're still watching, but if you are, we forgot to do a little bit of target practice.
Yeah, we did.
I thought about that right after you guys headed out.
We did.
That would have been fun. But we miss you guys, and Elijah's doing great. He's taken to he doesn't cry like other children. No. He screeches.
He does screech.
He's the screecher.
And when you're close by,
and out of the blue.
Oh, it's completely random.
Scare the snot out of you.
Oh yeah, it does.
He's the screecher from the Black Lagoon.
He is the screecher, and it makes you jump every time he does it.
Yeah.
Even if he's been doing it, you still jump.
But it's not just angry. It's when he's happy
too.
Oh,
he's happy. Laying on the floor, just screeching. And it's not quiet screeching. No.
They call me the screech.
Oh, it's so loud. And it is ear piercing. It really is. Poor Grace has to take her hearing aid off.
Yeah, she does.
Because it hurts her.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So
it's really funny.
It is funny. And but they're home, they're safe. Yeah. And I'll say this is kind of funny because Daisy is really Jonathan's dog. Yes. Has always been. Yes. Daisy's been in love with Jonathan. We've had Daisy with us for a long time just because of the situation of him being in the military and all.
Right.
But Daisy went home with them to Tennessee.
Yep.
And the thing is that is so funny is that Jonathan had to get a new topper to put their stuff in the truck, okay? And you want to talk about the Beverly Hillbillies? This was great because he switched out his topper, but it didn't have the back door.
Yeah, it didn't have the glass on the back of it.
So he figured, well, I'll just get some plexiglass and put it together. Well, that lasted all of about a few miles before it broke.
Yeah.
And then...
Yeah, it fell off.
Then he thought, well, okay, I'll just build one. And he built this thing that looks straight out of Jed Clampett's backyard. It's beautiful. Did it make it all the way home, Jonathan? It was like thick slab wood, because we have slab wood here.
Well, it was 1 inch thick.
But wavy and...
Right. It was some of the wood that was left over from the barn. And so it was 1 inch thick and just...
Rough sawn.
It was...
It was the last second, gotta get it done.
Gotta get it done. We need something so that the dogs don't freeze and...
And it was just...
Yeah.
Let's just say that if you're Jonathan's neighbors at this point, you're probably going, oh no, what's coming next? Right. What's coming next?
Jethro driving.
Jethro, yeah. Jethro.
It's Granny's chair on top.
Chair, yeah.
Actually, that's really funny because he did take home Grandpa's chair.
My grandfather.
Yeah.
He had this lazy boy recliner, and my parents kept it forever.
Yeah.
And then they passed it on to me because I just loved the chair.
Right.
And it was a durable chair. Mm-hmm. Yes, it made it,
good,
he says.
Good.
But and I just, we're changing some things, and we figured, well, let's let it go on to Jonathan because Jonathan loved the chair.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so he took it home. So yeah, they did have a chair for the dogs to sit in as they drove back to Tennessee.
Funny. Yeah.
So okay. That's what's going on there. And if you guys have questions, put them in all caps. Mm-hmm. We might not be able to get to all of them, but we're also Q&A. See, it says right there.
We have Q&A.
Q&A. It's on there. So we're just going to chat about what's going on because, like I said, we're a little underprepared today for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, a little bit. That's okay. That's okay. Well, since we're talking about kids, why don't we talk about here?
Go ahead. You talk about that.
Okay, so we have... and Sally's just now asking about David and his family. I'm getting ready to tell you. David and his wife, Brooklyn, they have had their second child. She's probably 3 or 4 weeks old now. Yep. Her name is Amelia. Sorry, I said it weird. But her name is Amelia, and she is just this bright-eyed, sweetest little baby.
Came out with a full, thick head of hair.
Yeah. Probably more hair than Caleb had, honestly.
Yeah.
Because it was long, black hair and just gorgeous little baby.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Haven't met her yet. Great. Yeah, they're doing great. Haven't gotten to hold her yet, but hopefully soon. He's on restricted movement up in New York because he's also in the Army. So,
hey, Donna, did anyone take pictures? We'll address something real quick here. We have our life online, and we share a lot of our lives with everybody. But our kids' families, they kind of want to have that boundary, right? And they didn't mind. They personally didn't mind being online, but they really didn't want their kids online, and we're going to respect that.
Yeah.
Just so you know, that's why you don't see us showing pictures of Elijah or video of Elijah or video of Amelia or Colt.
Right.
But that's why. I mean, and this is not something for everybody.
Yeah.
It's very invasive. I mean, we show you guys a lot of what we're actually doing, even our mistakes, especially our mistakes, because we don't want you guys who are out there trying to do this to make the same goofy mistakes that we make. Well, along with that comes some, baggage. And so that's why there's not going to be pictures of the babies, even though we'd love to share that.
Right. They have asked us to not. And, I mean, I know when Colt was born, we did show a little bit of when we went to visit, but we've not shown anything since.
They changed their mind.
They changed their minds and asked to kind of,
which is fine. That's completely
keep privacy, and so that's their right, and that is, I want to respect that.
Yeah.
So.
And Vernon, we'll talk about Culver in a little bit.
Yes.
She's on the list.
Can I have a cough drop? I got a tickle in my throat.
I do too.
You know why? It's because we had what we had for lunch.
We were bad.
We went to
Culver's.
We went to Culver's, and
if you don't know what Culver's is, if you live on the West Coast, it would be the equivalent to Jack in the Box.
Well, okay, and we're not anti-fast food. We do restrict fast food to once every other month, pretty much.
Probably.
And anytime,
thank you, Vernon.
Anytime we've gotten McDonald's or Wendy's. Well, not so much Wendy's.
We don't have them.
Well, we don't have Wendy's here, but when we used to have Wendy's. But anytime we've eaten McDonald's, we feel completely sick. Mm-hmm. Completely sick. But when we have Culver's,
you don't.
I don't. I don't know what it is, but yes, those butter burgers.
Oh my gosh.
They're so good. And there's so many veggies.
Mama Bear, yes, we did have their ice cream. That's why we had a tickle in the throat.
It's not ice cream. It's custard.
And they call it a concrete mixer.
It is so delicious.
I had, what was it? I had double salted caramel with cashews.
Pecans.
Cashews.
Oh, I could have sworn it was pecans.
No. because I wouldn't have got it.
Interesting.
If it was pecans, I wouldn't. I don't care for pecans like you do.
Weird. Okay.
Yeah, no, it was ridiculous, and it was the flavor of the day.
Mm-hmm.
But you got hers. She's like got hers tweaked down to exactly, and I had to actually say it 3 times to the lady that was taking the order, because she was like, "Really? You what?"
I would like chocolate custard with Butterfinger and peanut butter cups.
Yeah.
I only get it once every other month, so I'm going to enjoy my concrete mixer. And yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, here's a word for you guys, because Monday through Friday, I do a Bible devotion on a channel called Big Family Devotions.
Mm-hmm.
We just read scripture, we talk to each other in the comments section, and then we pray.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is. We unpack some scripture. But today I couldn't make it because I was having computer problems. And yes, you are right to point out, Bulletproof Pastor, that yeah, I did get the computer working, or else you wouldn't be watching this. Because I couldn't get on this morning, and that's what happened. I had some computer problems, but got it worked out. So why don't we talk about, we've got a villain among us again. We have a villain among us.
Chickens.
If you don't know, if you don't keep chickens, every once in a while, one will get the urge to peck open an egg and eat the egg, and then they don't stop.
Right. And they get, they're in their coop in the wintertime, so they're bored. And so they're pecking through everything, and well, they find those eggs, and then they find out what's inside of them.
Yep.
And they won't stop.
Yep. And we have tried everything in the world in the past and everybody to make them stop.
Right.
We've tried putting eggs in different places, and we've tried different, golf balls and all kinds of things. And the only solution that anybody has ever told us to get rid of an egg eater is to get rid of an egg eater.
Yeah.
But
there's another way.
We just were told another trick that we're going to try. Well, and we haven't tried it yet.
To preface this trick, this gal that is one of our new neighbors, she knows, I think, just about everything about farming.
Yeah.
I mean, and everything. Yep. This woman is an encyclopedia. She's fantastic.
She's like Temple Grandin.
Yes, totally. This is what she told us to do. Go ahead. Because she told you.
Yeah, she told me. She said, what you need to do is take an egg and get a syringe and fill it with the hottest hot sauce that you can get. You poke it in there and you fill up as much as you can get in there, wipe off the outside, and then mark the egg so you don't re-bring it inside the house.
Shocking.
Yeah. And she said that once they get a taste of that hot sauce, they'll never do it again. Now, I'm hopeful that this is going to work. Because we did cull 2 birds in the fall for the same thing. It got rid of the problem. We did, Sir Schmugly.
We did eat the egg eater before.
We did. They were food. But I'm anxious to see if this is going to work, because I'd rather have them as egg producers, which is exactly what we wanted them for.
Right. We spend all this time and money raising these chicks and into chickens, and we want to keep them and not have to cull them all. So
funny. That's a good idea, Jean Marie.
Oh, that's an excellent idea.
Hang up a cabbage.
Yeah.
To let them peck at it and play with it, and then they could pull it apart too. Bulletproof Pastor says that may not work down here. We have some
Mexican chickens here.
They like the hot stuff. They like the hot food. Okay, I get it.
Right. That's too funny.
Okay. Thank you for putting up your videos about Moringa. My husband and myself ordered it. He has no cartilage in one knee and almost in the other. He's been using it for about 2 weeks. He loves it. Well, praise God.
Awesome.
That's awesome. I mean, look, all I can say is what's in my life, and that's how it works.
Oh yeah.
Stacy Sue, cool idea, but I was told chickens can't taste. Well, I'm assuming that the hot stuff that's in Scoville rating. Well, no, but there's some kind of chemical. I can't remember the name of it.
I don't know, but there's vinegar in hot sauces too. Yeah. That might turn them off of eating them, because the Because hot sauce, sriracha should do it. Yeah.
Well, I'm assuming that it's going to also upset their stomach a little bit.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, which is probably. I know a guy that makes some hot sauce. Ooh, Steve Ganink makes hot sauce.
That's a double dog dare.
Yeah. How about that? Chicken detractor. Detractor. You can market it.
Capsaicin. That's it.
Capsaicin.
Yeah.
Thank you, lady. Okay, so we're going to try that, and we're going to update you guys and see if it really does work.
Yeah.
Because if it does, it will save scores of chickens throughout the fruited plain.
Right.
Because we will tell you about it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All right. Let's talk to you guys about the calf.
Clover.
Clover.
I love it. And it's funny, Caleb mentioned this morning, he's like, Clover honey, because the mom's name is Honey. And so then she has Clover, and I thought that was very cute. We did not intend that. And so Clover is doing really, really well. She is
springy.
very springy. She is still with her mom. What we've been doing is sending Honey out for a few hours.
Honey the cow.
Yeah, sorry. Sending her out for a couple of hours, bringing her back in so that she can feed the baby, and then back out, after a couple of hours with the baby, and just, a couple times a day, and then leaving them together at night. And it's been working really, really well. And then soon we'll separate them at night, and so that we can get even more milk in the morning. But right now,
she just didn't latch on that great.
Clover did not latch on to the bottle very well.
No.
So, yeah, I think we're gonna find a good system that works.
Well, and now the question is what to do with her when she gets bigger, because we don't need 3 milk cows.
No, we do not.
Our goal was always ever to only have a younger milk cow and an older milk cow, and that way they can be staggered. That way, when one's out of milk, we've always got milk for Grace. And we don't have a big enough pasture to house tons of cows.
Yeah, no, we don't.
We don't. And even if we did 3 milk cows, holy mackerel, we're going to talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
But
as of right now, we are getting, let's see, this morning we got 3 gallons of milk from both cows.
And that's the first milking. First
morning milking. It will probably be about the same in the evening. But
what do you do with 6 gallons of milk a day? We're going to get to what we have a solution.
Right.
But right now, we've been bartering with our neighbors because it's illegal to sell it here.
Yep.
Here, anyway, because we don't pasteurize it. We keep it raw. It's filtered, but we keep it raw. And so we will barter with some of our neighbors, and what we can't consume, we make into butter, and Mama makes a lot of yogurt.
A lot of yogurt.
But then there's still too much.
Right.
And that goes to the pigs.
Right. So whatever we can't use, we give to the pigs, which is good because it's really not going to waste.
No.
Because it's helping to grow those pigs. But the next step is cheese making.
Yep. We've got the mold.
I've got the mold, not the actual.
Not mold, as in
fuzzy mold, but the
stuff that
the form that you would put your cheese curds in, and then you would put them in a press, and so we shall see. We have a lot of milk to experiment on. That was what I was trying to think of.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that she has made excellent goat cheese to where I actually personally don't care for it, but the people that we used to live by, that they're the hoity-toity types that buy all the rich food, she would make this stuff and they would beg her for it. Right.
And I sold quite a bit of goat cheese. It was very, very tasty. I can make a soft farmer's cheese,
which is good.
But I have not gotten the hang of mozzarella.
And mozzarella is one of the easier ones.
I know mozzarella is one of the easier ones. And so, honestly, I've been apprehensive because I don't want to waste the milk. even though if I mess up,
thank you, Sylvia.
Thank you. It will go to the pigs, whatever mistake I make.
Mm-hmm.
But it's that time. There's just not a whole lot of that because we homeschool our kids and, so.
But we want not to be wasteful.
That's the thing. I don't want to be wasteful. I want to learn from someone who knows what they're doing and not just guessing. We do know of a gal here in town that went to school and learned how to make cheese. So I've got to get a hold of her and see if maybe she'd be willing to teach me. So.
Barbara made a good comment, and we have done that in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Barbara says, give some of that milk to your chickens. Sounds like they're deficient in calcium. Well, we do supplement them with all kinds of different minerals and stuff. So I would be surprised, but we have given milk to the chickens in the past. And you know what? I just don't know why we just didn't think of it since we moved here, because we did in the other place.
Well, I think in here, we'd have to do it outside because I wouldn't want the milk to mess with the wood. It would be gross.
Sylvia. Whoa.
Thank you.
Holy mackerel. Hey, you want to go out for a concrete mixer? Thank you.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow. No, okay, sorry. That's quite a gift.
Goodness.
My gracious. Okay, so you got me off track now.
Right.
And that's not easy to do.
So Bulletproof Pastor is saying 10 pounds of milk makes 1 pound of cheese.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's what I've seen.
Heard that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because when you consider all the whey that comes off of it and all of that, there's a lot that goes in.
Well, I remember making the farmer's cheese, and the ratio was not nearly that.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the moisture has to come off for a hard cheese. Yeah.
Okay.
So, okay. Yes. So, chickens, we definitely, I don't think I would want to leave the milk out in the sun, though. Gross. We'd have to I could build something to shade them, but we would have to build something that they wouldn't jump on because then they'd jump out.
Mm-hmm.
But that's another thing we're going to be doing. I have been hesitant. I have pushed back, and I'm finally relenting that when spring really hits and there's really grass out, we're going to let them free range.
Yeah,
they've had a nice big pen because when we moved here, people told us there's wolves, there's coyotes, there's all kinds of predators out here, raccoons, and I just did not want I didn't want the ladies to get hurt. And so they've been great, but I think we need to let them scratch around, because here's another benefit for us is we have an incredibly bad tick problem.
Yes, we do.
And our friends who are on here who have chickens, they've said, once you let them free range, no more tick problem.
Yeah.
No more tick problem.
Right. Our neighbor, one of the neighbor kids across the street already found a tick. And it's just now April, and this was last week.
Oh my gosh. And 3
They're
days
early.
ago, 2 days ago, it snowed.
Yeah. It was, 11 degrees a couple of nights ago?
It was 19 last night.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
They're already out. Yep.
Well, maybe we got to step that up. Well, the good news is that if you have chickens, when you get a new flock or you get new birds or you're putting them in a different location, you have to keep them in that location locked up for a few days so they know that's home. That's home base.
Yeah.
Then when you let them out, then they know, okay, that's where I go. That's
where
home.
I'm safe.
There's my food's in there, my water's in there. That's where I go.
Yep.
So, maybe we can do it tomorrow morning if it's not snowing.
I don't think it's supposed to. It's this weekend's supposed to be in the mid 60s.
Heat wave.
I know. Where's the shorts and t-shirt? That's all I got to say. We're gonna melt here soon.
Oh man. Oh man. So yeah, we're gonna do that experiment with the chickens with the hot sauce and the egg, and we'll get back to you.
Yeah.
Because boy, that would save the day for a lot of poor birds that just went astray.
Right.
The rebel types. The good chicken gone bad.
Yeah. Yeah, the donkey should keep the chicken safe. Of course, the donkey won't provide protection from hawks or eagles, which we have up here. We have bald eagles, lots of bald eagles up here.
Yeah.
Which totally surprised me.
Well, another thing that surprised me about the bald eagles, they will scavenge. I thought they were just purely hunters. Yep. I see them eating off dead things all the time. They're like deer and stuff.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
I was surprised because I was just always grew up thinking they're predators.
They're opportunists.
Yeah. They are predators, but they will do that in addition.
Right. All right. I've seen a couple of comments about guinea fowl.
Oh.
That is never going to happen again.
We got suckered into guinea fowl by a Mennonite.
By a Mennonite friend of ours. Oh, that's what we need to talk about.
We're going to talk about him.
Okay, so a few years ago. No.
Are you going to tell the story?
I'm going to tell the story. A few years ago, we were looking to get a surge milker for our one cow. And we just happened to drive past Rod and Staff, which is a Mennonite curriculum
my eye.
That we use. He caught it. It caught his eye. I was looking at something else. He's like, "Hey, isn't that the curriculum you use? Turn around. Let's go."
And she couldn't believe it. She goes,
couldn't believe
"Oh my gosh, this is the place."
I know.
And they had like a retail side.
They have a retail store. They do packing there and everything. And we bought a few things, and as we were checking out,
thank you, Barbara.
Barbara, thank you so much.
That's very kind.
I just couldn't help. I had to ask, okay, do you know of anybody around that can help us with a surge milker, with some milking supplies?
Just random.
Completely random. I didn't know if they would know. I just thought I'd ask.
Sure.
I know. Yeah, what's that? Oh, wait, yeah.
Don't tell his name.
I won't. Looked it up in his computer. And
then he started making disclaimers.
Now this guy,
he has some stuff in his yard, and
he's untidy.
He basically was trying to say he's not like all the rest of the Mennonites around here. Right. He's a little bit different.
Right. Super nice guy. He actually still works there from when he's been there.
I think
forever.
He owns the place.
I don't think he owns it. Rod and Staff owns it. He manages it.
Okay.
So we went to
this person's place.
House. I'll just say his first name is Charles. Went to Charles's place.
But hold on, let me jump in. He was so puzzled. We were the most oddity that he'd ever seen because we just got to talking, and he says, "So what do you do?" And I said, "Well," I said, are you allowed to use computers? Because honestly, I don't know. Because there are different sects that some are more restrictive and some are not. And he said, "Well, we don't use the computers." I said, "Well, yeah. So have you ever heard of YouTube?" And he says, "No." I said, "Well, think about it like a TV station that we own that we get paid when people watch things on our TV station." And he goes, "Oh, okay, I understand that." And then we told him how many subscribers we had, and he almost fell over.
Well, and at that time, we had...
He goes,
75,000.
People come on and watch you guys make mistakes.
Yeah.
And he couldn't believe it. He was laughing his butt off.
Laughing his head off.
Can I tell that part about the grandfather?
His dad, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yes.
So they're working on building this surge milker for us because we didn't have any idea even what it really was.
Or what parts we needed.
Because
no idea.
Yeah, because the cow that we had just bought had always been surge milked. That's all we knew. Mm-hmm. And so the grandfather or father comes over, and they're just laughing their butts off at these people, these crazy people, and then so he's just making conversation. Goes, so how many cows are you milking with this thing? 1.
Straight up belly laugh.
He's belly laughing right in our face.
It was so funny.
It was great.
It was so funny.
Because surge milkers can milk many, many cows.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And that's how they do it. Mm-hmm. So anyway, continue on.
So now fast forward a few years. We've gone to the Rod and Staff store many times, of course, because I need more things, for homeschooling.
Sure.
Of course, right.
Yeah.
So then I really want to have, we have this DeLaval pail. And I don't know if I'm saying that right. Doesn't matter. It's a pail that can be milked into it. It's similar to a surge milker, but it doesn't hang under the cow. it sits off to the side, and you've got a long tube that has this claw.
For the vacuum.
It has this claw, and it hangs on the teats, and then the milk goes in the can, and yada, yada.
Wait, we forgot the part, the why part of the story. We got to back up. Sorry, I know this is skitter scatter. He talked me into buying guinea fowl.
Oh, yeah, totally.
The first time. First time. Because I had been interested in them because of the ticks and because of they're good alarms and they're all of that. And I was like, we should get some guinea fowl. And she's like, no, don't get any guinea fowl. I don't want any guinea fowl.
We don't need another new thing. We just moved in a month ago. We don't need anything new right now.
But then Charles walks out with guinea fowl without us even talking about it. Mm-hmm. We had not talked about it. I'm like, what? How do you have guinea fowl? This is great. And then Charles is like, you need to get these. And I'm like, she's going to, no, I'll give you a good deal. And he talked me into buying these guinea fowl. And if you've not had guinea fowl, they are loud.
They're so loud.
They're loud and they don't stop.
So there's
and you can't catch them.
There's Elijah screeching. Our grandson Elijah is screeching.
Guinea fowl.
No. It's right about the same.
It's so loud.
It's so loud. And then there's
you can't catch them.
4 of them.
Yeah.
And all winter long, when I go out to milk the cow, they're screaming and yelling, and it's just
and so then
gives me headache. Honestly, gives me a headache just thinking about it right now.
So now fast forward to what we just did last week. So we went looking for more parts, and we ended up having to go back to Charles.
Right. We went back to Charles, and he remembered us.
He's like, oh, how's things going?
He's like, how's things going? How many cows are you milking now?
He was still making fun of us.
Totally making fun of us. Well, we got 2 now. So, it's...
And what was funny then is that he's fixing up the stuff, and he goes, so you want to buy some guinea fowl? And I was like, no.
And I warned him before. I said, absolutely no more guinea fowl. We have neighbors we like, and we don't want to make them mad.
When I was teasing him because we have a donkey that's our daughter's donkey.
Oh, he did ask us if we had gotten a donkey. At the time, we were looking for one. Yeah.
And I just said, I'll tell you what, I'll trade you some guinea fowl for a donkey. No, thanks.
So, it was really hysterical. It was a good time, seeing them again, and
it was fun because it felt like he was just our neighbor.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Just an old friend.
Help us out. We help him out.
Yeah. So it was great. It was really great. But
all right. Well, moving on. The garden. We are anxious to get going.
Right. We have one more amendment. Sorry, I'm shaking the screen again. We have one more amendment to add to the garden beds, the raised beds.
Lots and lots of dookie.
Lots and lots of dookie. We have a friend who has an organic valley dairy farm not too far from us, and he has some awesome composted manure.
Because he's got loads of it.
Because got loads of it. And it's been, stewing for several years. So, and he just gives it away. So we're going to go over there and get a few bucketfuls on the tractor. And then...
I thought he was bringing it here. I can go get it. I don't mind. But
I think we need to go get it. I don't think he has a wagon to bring it.
Yay. Tractor time.
Yeah.
I get to drive the tractor.
Well, I think he's got a tractor. He can just dump it in the back of the truck.
And that's when our other neighbor had told us, do not put the dookie in the back of the truck.
Oh, did he?
Yes.
Oh, I couldn't remember that.
He's like, you'll hate it because you'll smell it forever. And it's a pretty nice new truck.
Ooh,
I don't care.
I don't care.
But yeah, I mean, you have friends in the truck once in a while and you go places and you don't want to smell like poo. So, Bulletproof Pastor says, our donkeys patrol our property. They aren't too loud, but you ought to hear a trespasser screaming for his life in the middle of our pasture at midnight. Yeah.
That's funny.
That's originally why we got a donkey is because of herd protection.
Yeah.
And we had been told, and then it's been confirmed, that a donkey will kill things like coyotes. They'll stomp it out. They'll kill even wolves.
Wild dogs.
Yeah, wild dogs. And they don't like stuff that is foreign in their area.
Nope.
And we actually made... I almost almost made a huge mistake, but fortunately we're standing right there. We had put a calf into the pasture too soon before the donkey knew it, liked it,
right,
and it went up to go get it and just missed. And I quickly got it out of there.
Yeah,
So,
that was an almost mistake. So,
yeah.
So we wait and we put the calves out when they're much bigger, and he's gotten used to seeing them around. So he's sniffing Clover through the gate, and he knows her now. But we still won't let her out because we don't have enough electric fencing up to keep her in.
Well, and that's another project that I really want to get on this year. We're pinching pennies because all of this stuff, it's money and time, right?
Right.
But I want to put up real fencing.
Yes, we want real fencing, like the grid livestock fencing.
Yeah.
And then we'll run electric on the inside, a couple of strands, and then it'll be done.
Yeah. So okay. Oh yeah.
What?
I've got to be an electrician coming up soon here. Playing with electricity it's a little nervy for me because I don't do it very often. And we've got some work that has to be done in our downstairs. So I might set up a live camera while I'm actually doing the wiring. Yeah, because we got to change out a fan and do some stuff with the fuse box. And I'm not the most sure-handed when it comes to that. It's like playing Operation, where you get a little bit nervy. You're like, is this the right wire? Especially when you're going into somebody else's wiring and they maybe did not necessarily do it the way that code is. Yeah. We've kind of found that.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so we're changing out some light fixtures and a fan downstairs. Well, not we. He is doing that. I'll bake the bread. You change the electrical stuff. I don't like that stuff at all.
So, I know something cool. Nerdy things. Nerds, embrace the nerdery here. How many of you guys have heard of the Starlink? Elon Musk satellite internet Starlink thing? We were blessed to get in on the beta. Mm-hmm. We signed up a few months ago.
Yeah.
You just go to their website and sign up. But it's supposed to be unlimited, unthrottled, anywhere in the world, super fast internet. And it's way cheaper than all the other stuff that we're doing.
Yep.
And so that's coming in only a couple months.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, you gotta buy the gear, and then it's a service.
There's a deposit that you put down so that you get on the list to get it, and then we should hopefully have it soon. But we've already done the deposit.
I know, but do you remember what it was like in Ohio when we lived out in Blanchester?
It was awful.
The internet we had, what was that service? HughesNet.
No, we had it through Verizon.
It was horrible.
It was awful. They put this box on the outside. It was horrible.
Slow, and cost a ton of money.
Couldn't stream. You couldn't watch a stream to save your life. It was awful.
So I'm all giddy about Starlink because we have not, knock on wood.
That's not wood. This is wood.
That's actually not wood.
Yes, it is.
It's a composite.
It's wood.
It's a composite.
It's more wood than your head.
Knock on wood. We have not had any problems with our internet, which is crazy. The short story with our internet is this. Was it 22 years ago?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I know it was at least
about
20.
20, yeah.
Remember when the flip phones were the thing? About 20 years ago, we got an AT&T plan, okay? We got an AT&T plan, and it was the unlimited texting and all that kind of stuff. And the guy talked me into it. He says, you should get this unlimited plan because you can text. And we at that time, it was like, what is texting?
I don't think it was through the flip phones. I think it was when the first iPhones came out.
Far before that. This was when I was in the band. Yes.
Okay.
Far before that. Well, we just kept getting grandfathered into the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, the next plan, the next plan. We just kept getting grandfathered in. And so they don't even offer a plan like that anymore where you can't even get it, but they still have to give it to us because we have been grandfathered in. And a few years ago, like 2 years ago, they tried to shut it off, and we said, hey, what's up with that? We've been faithful to you guys for 20 years.
Right.
And so it's truly unthrottled, truly unlimited, and we pay a cheap amount for it. So we're hugely blessed, or else we'd never be able to do this.
Yep.
We couldn't stream.
No, are you kidding? No way.
And
Not here, because the internet here is awful.
Well, yeah, we're in the middle of
there is the best internet in this area is garbage.
Yeah.
It's honestly, it's like
bad.
1 or 2 megabits down and nothing up.
Yeah.
So it's barely usable for streaming.
Yeah.
So
we're looking forward to Starlink, because I'm just so nervous that this box is going to go down, because all it is one of those little
hockey puck looking things.
Travel, hub. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And then we plug it into our router, our home router. So super excited.
So Ruth is asking a question.
Yes.
Do we have bees?
Ruth.
We have beehives.
Yes.
That we are getting ready to
populate.
We have to put the linseed oil on them first.
Got to seal them up.
Because they're cedar boxes.
Oh my gosh, they're so nice.
They're so nice. It's so beautiful. They're handmade by a friend of ours. And then we are ordering. We've already ordered. Yes?
We have. Oh, I need to call them.
Yes. So we are going to be ordering our
They
newts.
said we could.
Yes.
But I just forgot to call them back. They said we're good to go.
Yeah.
But in the past, we've had bees many times.
Yeah.
Many times. At one point, we even had 20. That was the most we ever had at one time. But we started out with one hive, and then one hive quickly became 2.
Right.
When we saw how fun it was and how gratifying it was, and it's amazing. The more I know, the more I learn. Let me say it this way: the more I learn about bees, the more I am convinced, without any shadow of a doubt, that everything you see in this world is ordered and it's divine. 100%. For example, there's a thing that the bees do that if a bee goes out and finds a resource they need, whether it's pollen or water or whatever it is, they will come back into the hive and they will do this thing called a waggle dance, W-A-G-G-L-E. And they'll sit there and turn, and their bodies will jitter at different frequencies, and they'll flap their wings at certain frequencies. And that is actually communicating to every other bee the exact geolocation of that resource and what it is.
Right.
That's insane.
Directions on how to get there.
And everybody knows. They know what it is, and that's just by their little waggle dance. Yeah. And that's just one of a million things with bees. And they're just so complex. There's no way it could have been just random.
No. To watch them build comb on these frames is just fascinating.
It is.
It really is fascinating. Every circle. I know this seems so small and so whatever, but every cell is a perfect circle.
Hex.
No.
Oh, on the inside.
The inside is a perfect circle.
Yeah.
Yes, it looks like a hex on the outside,
yeah.
But the inside is a perfect circle.
Yeah.
So it's just,
it's
really cool.
So, does anybody have any questions? Because we're kind of, we hit all the little points on our list.
Did we really?
Yeah, we did.
Well, did we talk? I know we talked about doing stuff downstairs. Did we say what we're going to do?
Well, not really.
Oh, okay.
Because the way this house was built is interesting, because the people that built it, they built the basement first and garage. So they had a nice big thick concrete basement. And then they built a whole living area, house, kitchen, bathroom downstairs while they built up. And then they built up again. And so the whole downstairs is kind of like...
It's a second house.
Yeah, but it's kind of like the coolest man-woman cave ever.
It's an awesome chill spot.
It is.
Because it's nice and cool in the summer.
Yeah.
And warm in the winter, because the firebox is just outside on the other side of the garage, so it's nice and warm down there.
Yeah.
And So we're just going to make it, it was going to originally be our school area. But after doing school down there for a few weeks, we realized that it was just too dark.
Yeah.
We needed more light, and our upstairs has tons of windows and allows so much light in the house. It was a better environment for us mentally.
Yeah.
So we're going to change that area into just a hangout.
Fun.
A hangout
TV
area
room.
for the kids, a TV room.
TV room.
Yeah, so it's going to just be fun. It's going to be loads of fun.
So, okay, how do you move or relocate a nest of wasps that live in your ground, your main space your kids use? Last year they attacked my son, Teresa. Oh, yeah. Well, for me, it would be different because I would just put my bee suit on and I would go dump some stuff down the hole because it wouldn't matter to me if they're trying to get at me.
Right.
But because you got to be careful with those wasps in the ground. They're nasty. I've found them with lawnmowers by accident. That's horrible.
That's not a good idea.
Because you just don't know. Honestly, I would call an exterminator to be, if you don't have the equipment, you don't want to get hurt.
No.
You don't want to get hurt.
That's not a good thing.
So, I think we're going to round it out.
Well, there was someone who made a comment on, Boss Man Jr. lives in northern Kentucky and knows exactly where Blanchester is. Yeah, it is a good distance from where we're at now, but
we liked Blanchester. The area was great. Actually, oh my gosh, you know what I saw?
No.
Oh, it was that county. There was a national news story that one of the council members in that county there was a Japanese American or Korean American.
Okay.
And during the Second World War, he was abused a lot. Like because he was Asian, but he served in the military.
Oh wow!
And somebody was giving him garbage last week.
Oh jeez!
And he opened up his shirt and showed these massive scars that he was given by people that were jerks. And he says, "You want to talk about who's dedicated to the country?"
Right. Oh my goodness!
It was crazy because I was like, "Wait a minute! I know that building. I saw it on TV." So anyway, sorry, I digress. Blanchester.
You had a fire downtown in Blanchester a few months back. Some of the older buildings got destroyed.
Yeah.
I do remember that. I think it was struck by lightning or...
Kicks, my grandmother really likes your channel, so it'd be really cool if you could say, hi-oh. Hi-oh.
Hi.
Ahua. Hi, Ahua. Ohua? Well,
Oha?
I hope we're saying that right. Oha?
It's Oha.
Well, doggone it.
I hope it's Oha.
If we're saying it right, we're wrong.
Yeah.
Forgive us. And be greeted. Hello.
Right. Oh, goodness.
Yeah. All right, guys. So.
Oh.
Hi,
it.
Oh. With that, we're going to round out the day.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, we're believers. No big secret there. And we wish you an amazing remembrance of the resurrection day tomorrow. However you want to, some people say Easter, some people go, oh, you can't celebrate like that. It's Easter Sunday coming up. And so we want you to remember how much was done for you to separate or to remove that barrier between God and us. And it was Jesus. Absolutely 100%. And that's the only way. That's the only way. And so be thankful. Remember and commit. So with that, real quick prayer, and we're gonna call it a day. Father God, thank you so much for each and every one of these people. Lord, I ask that you would bless them and help us all to love each other like you loved us. Amen. All righty, guys. Have an awesome and blessed day, and we'll see you back next week.